Hi, Isa. How are you?
Hello.
Can I have your full name, please?
Well, my name is Muhammad Isa Timar.
And what can I call you?
You can just simply call me Isa.
Isa. Can you spell your first name?
Well, like many people they spell it in different ways, but I spell it like ESA.
Where do you come from?
Well, I come from Afghanistan.
And what do you do?
Well, I am an English instructor by profession.
Fantastic. So, how long it's been you're teaching English?
Well, I started teaching in Pakistan back in 2014, I think. And since then, I've been busy teaching English, and I've taught in different places. And overall, over 6 years that I've been teaching.
What do you enjoy about teaching English?
Well, I enjoy every stuff, like like every part of teaching, and because it's my passion, and I'm very passionate about, and I'm into teaching. I can say that. And it gives me kind of energy, positive vibes when I get into my classes, when I start talking to my students, when I see their feedback towards me that it is positive, and it gives me kind of like energy.
Mm-hmm. Is there anything that you dislike about teaching English?
Well, I can't think of that like anything now, but yeah, there are. So sometimes you will have to face lots of ups and downs in your life in order to like become a good teacher, in order to prove yourself to the society to that you are worth it, like especially for a teacher, achieving that like that position is so hard. I believe so.
Do you like watching English films? If yes, talk about your favorite film.
Well, yeah, I love movies. Well, I'm like I love languages. So in order to learn languages, and I love to watch movies, and I have learned Urdu by watching Indian movies, and I've learned English by watching English movies, like Hollywood movies. And yeah, there are some certain movies that I really enjoy watching, and there are series, like for example, Mission Impossible, and some Marvel movies, like sci-fi movies. I love the Star Wars series, and I love the Endgame. I Marvel. What do you call it? I've forgotten the name now. Like the Iron Man. I love all these characters and their movies too.
Do you think watching films can help anyone understand a language better?
Definitely. But it depends. When your basic is clear, it is gonna be so effective for you. But as far as I'm concerned, I had that interest when I started learning languages. I can tell you that now I am an instructor. I'm an English teacher, but I have not studied English. Like I've not studied the books. I've not studied any system. I've just learned English by watching some videos on YouTube and watching some serials because I had this enthusiasm. I was very interested in watching movies, and it was part of my life then. And it can differ, like it can be different for everyone, because most people don't like, do they don't watch like movies out of their interest. They just watch it in order to wait, like pass their time and have some good time. They don't want to learn anything from movies. They just want to enjoy.
All right. Let's talk about jobs. Are you ready?
Yes, why not?
What is your dream job?
Well, Okay, like I wanted to become a businessman, and I studied business, BBA. I took my degree from one of the universities in Peshawar, Pakistan, and then I came back home and in my, like my here, and now I can tell you that I am like I'm an entrepreneur. I have got my own academy, and I just run an academy like by the name of Elites, the Academy of Spoken English. And I've always wanted to become an entrepreneur. So because I've always loved to create jobs for others, and I'm just trying my best to pursue my dreams.
Do you think some jobs are highly paid in comparison to some other jobs?
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Like there are some jobs which require, like a lot of expertise and a lot of skills, different specific skills. And for those kind of skills, so they have to offer a lot of salary, like higher salaries. So yeah, most specifically, there are some jobs which really, really nowadays in Afghanistan, if you take an example of Afghanistan, there are a lot of NGOs, which offer, high salaries. Okay, so if you just convert it to Pakistani rupees, every month they're being paid 250,000 or 300,000 Pakistani rupees. So only for a month, like it differs, but there are some jobs like, especially, private sector or private companies, they don't, provide like high salaries. And especially nowadays, the situation is not that good, so they cannot afford it, I think.
What kinds of jobs are popular amongst the youngsters in your country?
Well, in my country, nowadays, yeah, this field has got a lot of interest. People have become so interested in economics, like BBA, Bachelor of Business Administration. And this has, a larger scope than any other field nowadays. But here, as you can see, it might be the same in Pakistan too, that every family or everyone has a dream of becoming a doctor. Just everyone wants to become a doctor, especially the girls. They have only one wish, and they just want to be. If you just ask them, what do you want to be in the future? They would definitely say that I would like to become a doctor. Okay, yeah. So being a doctor is, mostly desired by the youngsters in our society.
Okay, so do you think that sportsmen are paid highly in your country and other professions are not given that much importance when it comes to financial gains?
Well, I think so. I can agree on that. Like because but there is one thing more, that mostly sport depends on your luck, and there are a lot of people and who are so skillful. They have this skill, they've got the skills, but they're not being, they're not in limelight. They have not been famous. They have not been famous, and they have not been supported, maybe because of favoritism, we can say, or bias, or anything else. But yeah, I do believe that some sportsmen nowadays, they are earning more than any other professionals in the world. As you can take an example of Messi or Cristiano Ronaldo, and they are made of money. Then we can just say that they are made of money.
That's right. Well, thank you so much, Lisa, for joining for such a significant conversation. That was amazing.